you'll survive. Poisoned Productions.
Hey guys, so today we're gonna be doing a everyday makeup routine. I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys asking like how I get ready every day in the morning, what's like my basic steps. Ignore my like bright yellow hair. I've been meaning to re-bleach it, haven't got to it yet because I'm lazy. Yes. Also a procrastinator, so that is not helping the situation. And if it looks like my eyebrows are red and irritated, it's because they are. I recently just waxed them, and I actually waxed out a chunk of hair in the middle here, so hopefully that grows back. I say hopefully like I know I'm not a hairy beast, but I am a hairy beast and it will grow back, so I'm not real worried about it. Delicious tea. Tea is always delicious. Morning, noon, night. Tea is the answer, in case you didn't know. But yeah, so let's just hop right into it. I'm just gonna show you guys how I do the daily routine, and maybe it'll give you guys some ideas, some tips, some tricks. Let's just get right into it. Okay, I'm also using a new lens that I've never used before, so if there's some weirdness or it looks different, I don't think it looks that different. It's just kind of easier to work with, but yeah, so that's what's going on there. Unfortunately, usually I start off with my Nivea for Men, or sorry, not for Men, Nivea Night Moisturizing Lotion, but as you can see, it is empty and I forgot to pick some up today, which is super annoying because it's super annoying. So I'm gonna use my Clinique Moisture Surge Overnight Mask. Use whatever face lotion. That was an unfortunate sound. Use whatever face lotion. That was an unfortunate sound. Well, we're gonna start with this. I'm really gonna focus on my eyebrows and my nose and then my chin. Those seem to be the driest areas for me. If you have dry areas somewhere else, make sure to put a lot of moisture there. You want something that's gonna at least dry down a little bit. If your lotion just stays super wet, your makeup is just gonna kind of slide around. So make sure that it like actually sinks into the skin, and you can tell that because when you touch your skin, it should be like a little bit tacky. Like when you lift your fingers off, it should like slightly, ever so slightly peel off a little bit. Okay, so then I go in with my pore perfecting baby skin instant pore eraser, yada yada yada, whatever it claims. Oh, come on. You know when you put lotion on your hands and then you can't open something? Just happened here. You saw it here first, folks. There we go. I just like to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, like a little dollop like that. And now I'm actually not a huge fan of using my fingers to like rub things in because I don't like having to constantly wipe off my hands. So I just take a flat brush, dip it in, and then this does wonders for like hiding my pores because it puts product in between my pores so that it just looks like a really smooth, even surface. And make sure to really like press in when you're putting this on, just so it really gets into all those different pores and creases. So I go under my eyes, I go around my nose, on my nose. I do this spot on my chin right here. For some reason I really crease there. And then I crease a lot right here too. I don't know why, it's just how my skin folds, I guess. And this just helps prevent those creases from, by the end of the day they're always there, but like it prevents that for as long as possible. So just really like pressing that pore minimizer in, moving right along. Now I just have this like color correcting disc that I don't use. This is my eyebrow stuff. I just need like a surface to like squeeze products out on. So now I'm just gonna take my foundation and squeeze it out on this half, just like that. And now I'm gonna use, through this whole tutorial, 3 different sizes of beauty blenders because I'm an asshole. But the first one I'm going to use is the really big one. And I'm just gonna dip that right in. They're already, these guys are already all damp. And then once I take them out of the water, I squeeze them as hard as I can to get the water out. And then I actually wrap them in a towel and do a second squeeze just to make sure they're damp but not like wet. I don't want any water like coming out from them. So then I just go ham on the top half of my face. You might see some discoloration like where the, where I waxed, but that's pretty normal. Makeup doesn't like to sit over like freshly waxed skin that well. I'm aware of it, but I just wanted to do it anyways before I kind of forgot or got busy or whatever. So as you can see, I've just done the top half of my face. This is how I do it every morning, even if I like don't know if I'll do eyeshadow or not. I just like doing it this way. Okay, now I'm gonna take NYX eyebrow gel. What color? Blonde. Heyo. And I'm just going to put it on, like, these brown things are just previous eyebrow. I just put a new little plop on there. And I'm gonna take my little trusty angle brush here, and now I'm just going to trace out like the outline of the eyebrow that I want. And I basically just follow my natural one. Okay, I got like basic, the light's like washing it out, but I do have a tail on this end too. Now I'm just going to take a really dark color, this dark brown. This palette, like, it's used and abused. I've hit pan on every single one of the, I mean, except that and that, but isn't that crazy how much I've used this palette? I'm like, ugh, I won't know what to do when I run out of color. I've literally used this for my eyebrows for like 5 years, 6 years now, something ridiculous like that. Alright, let's get the close-up mirror. And I want to make sure the front stays pretty light, so I'm going to use this to start in the middle, gradiate it this way, and then get darker. Now again, another palette that's super loved. I'm going to take this color right here. Whoa, Manny, stop talking. Alright, for concealer, I'm going to take this color right here. This is the Infallible Total Cover by L'Oreal. This concealer is really good, like the cream ones are really good for carving out your brows. Not good for under your eyes though. I'm going to like dot it in a little bit of my foundation color. And I'm going to clean up this brow. Okay, so they're not, you know, they're not sisters. Or no, they're not twins, they're sisters. Anywho, what I like to do now is take this, so this is the second size down from the big guy, dip it in some foundation, and before we run this, I need a different brush. Just take a spoolie and pull out the color this way. don't do it like this, because what you're doing is actually dragging the foundation that's in the middle of your eyebrows onto your eyebrow, and that's not what you want to do. You want to drag the color of your eyebrow outwards. Whoa. So do that with the spoolie. And then I usually take this little brush that I use to clean them up and fix any, like if the color gets out of line anywhere. Perfect. Now I'm just going to take my little beauty blender, and as you can see, it almost looks like a unibrow because we pulled the color from both eyebrows into the middle here, and we're just going to take that beauty blender and go right through the middle there. And that's how you get that really nice like faded to solid color between your eyebrows. Okay, so now if I was gonna do eyeshadow, I would do it right now. I would put translucent powder over my eyelid and then do my eyeshadow after that. I haven't decided yet, so I think if I do eyeshadow, it'll be at the end of the video. It might not even be in this video, it might be a video by itself. So anyways, what I would do if I'm like not wearing any eyeshadow, which I do a lot on my everyday routine, then I just take the big beauty blender again and I drag it and dab it over the bottom half of my face. Okay, so now that foundation is absolutely everywhere, I'm going to take this RCMA translucent powder. Just, I dump a bit of mine out onto like an eyeshadow or palette or whatever, just so it's there. Whew. And now I'm going to take this little baby beauty blender, and I'm going to go under my eye and just really buff out any creases that I get, because I crease a lot right under my eyes, so I have to be careful that I don't put too much product there or it'll crease right away. Now I'm going to take this one, evenly coat it in the white powder, and then I like to tilt my head down so that I'm not like wrinkling the skin under my eyes. I stretch my face out like this and look ridiculous. And then I start midway up and then bring the translucent powder up so that not all of it is piled like right under my eye. And then just blend it out. You can kind of tell on the camera like this one's completely matte and this side is still like super wet. I always try and evenly coat my beauty blender, and I also go on my smile lines just to prevent from creasing during the day. And then before I do the other eye, I get rid of those creases again. Sometimes I have to like drag so that the product actually gets evenly distributed and gets out of those little wrinkles that I have. Again, down my smile line, around my nose. I do the bum of my chin. Bum of my chin? What? What am I talking about? And then I do in here, because just like I put the primer there, I also have to put the powder just so that it really tries to prevent from any creasing. And then I just take a bigger brush, put it in the white powder, and do the rest of my face. I use a beauty blender in the spots where I really want to press that powder in, and this is just to lightly go over spots where I just don't want it to be tacky for the rest of the day. Now I'm going to go into this eyes, lips, and face palette. So it's by e.l.f. in case you didn't know that that's what that stands for. I'm going to take this shade and this shade to contour, and then I do add a little bit of blush. So let's just go in with that. I like to use a really like fluffy circular brush to contour with because it helps me go in with a bit of a lighter hand. I am so terrible for like putting way too much contour on and then being like, so this is to help avoid that. So when I contour my nose, I don't go all the way down because I have a really small nose in general, so then when I contour it, it looks even smaller. But if I don't contour it at all, it kind of gets lost in my face. So I kind of just contour the start of it where it like meets my eyes. Eyes, like eyebrows. Ugh. If that makes sense, like I just kind of give it a little bit of a start because I have such a tiny nose that when I contour, I don't know, to me it just looks silly. But maybe I'm smoking something. And then usually I'll take those contour colors and just run them in my crease real quick. Same brush. Just to give my eyes a little bit of shadowing too. Perfect. And then I'm gonna take this brush, dip it in that really light pink. Perfect. And then I'm going to take this little fluffy brush, ooh, and that's what I'm going to use to highlight. Let's just go with something simple today. Let's go with, kind of feeling gold. So let's go in with this guy right here. And so I always start at like my cheekbone and make it as concentrated there and then like fade it out everywhere else. I'm going to take this even smaller brush, go in with that gold, and go right under my eyebrow. So that like all the highlight matches, all the contour matches. Some white eyeliner on the bottom. I still use white. I know a lot of people are against that, but that's not my fucking problem. So alright guys, so that is it, that is all. This is pretty much my daily routine, my daily look. This is what I do every day when I wake up for work. I try to make it as simple as possible, but as like natural and nice as possible, question mark, what am I trying to say? Yeah, nothing too crazy. I would say the biggest game changer in my makeup game has been using more translucent powders. You just kind of have to find like your niche. Like I have really dry skin, so I can't just like throw on powder absolutely everywhere and call it a day. Like I really have to make sure that I'm priming before and only really pushing the powder in spots where I need it. And yeah, when you add the powder, it makes your foundation last way longer. Like my foundation does pretty good throughout the day. Usually by the time I'm done work, I can see a bit of the pink in my cheeks coming through. Like not the blush, the actual like pink cheeks that I have. But that's about it. Everything else still looks pretty darn good. But yeah, that's it. That's all, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Their links will be in the description box below. Yeah, I think that's all I have to tell you guys. I'll see you in my next video.